welcome back to Slothbox. This is the preview show where, as usual, we only talk about the biggest and best boxing coming up this weekend. Now, Boxer are putting on one of their first shows of the year, and it's a decent little card. I mean, you've got Tasha Jonas against Mikaela headlining for fighting for Jonas's IBF welterweight title out in Liverpool, the Echo Arena on Saturday. What's not to love? Starting the British boxing off this year with a bang. Yes, let's talk about what's on the rest of the card before we get to that one. We've got Jack Cullen against Zach Kelly at the super middleweight for Cullen's British middleweight belt and his Commonwealth belt. Now, these two have already fought before. They've drew. So, I think that was 2020 when they fought. Correct me if I'm wrong. But 3-4-ish years down the line, they're both at different stages of their careers. Cullen's probably had the better career since. I think, he's beat Yildirim, and then he beat Heffron for those titles that he's putting on the line now against Chelly. So, yeah, Chelly's also had a good couple wins at domestic level. So, a really interesting fight, in my opinion, and one that I can't wait to watch. I don't feel like it's going to go the distance, but then, yeah, I've definitely just jinxed that, haven't I? But, yeah, like I say, I feel like that's going to be a great fight, considering the last one ended in a draw, and both their careers have changed so much since they last fought. Elsewhere on the card, we've got Mark Jeffers against Jermaine Brown. Now, that, for me, ladies and gents, is the sleeper on the card. It's for the English super middleweight title. And I feel like those English title fights always seem to be a good scrap. No matter what weight it is, male or female, it doesn't really matter. They're always just decent fights. It's just proper, hungry boxers on a TV show, looking to make a name for themselves, make a statement in their way, on their scene. And I feel like Mark Jeffers, Jermaine Brown, flip a coin, you'll get your answer. It's going to be a real good one. And like I say, the sleeper on the card. Elsewhere, we've got Karis Artingstall making a bit of a return, a bit of a run out. Be interesting to see how she performs. She's against the journeywoman. I hate that term, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see what sort of performance she puts on. Is she going to blast her opposing woman out and around, or is she going to get the rounds in, which would probably be the more sensible thing to do? We all know how good she is. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see what sort of statement she makes tomorrow night. But the main event now, Tasha Jonas against Mikaela, a great fight. A really great fight. Like I say, at the Echo Arena for Jonas's IBF welterweight belt. Now, for Maya, that's a bit of a jump in weight. She was fighting at lightweight before. And, yeah, she's had 2 fights since her fight lost to Alicia Baumgardner. Now, this is where the question comes. Baumgardner is no doubt the best woman that Maya had fought to this date, and she lost to Baumgardner. So, is Jonas better than Baumgardner? If she is, then surely Maya loses. Now, Tasha Jonas has only lost, well, she's had 2 losses, but the more famous loss was to Katie Taylor, which I've already used the expression, but I'll use it again. That was a flip of the coin, that fight. It was really close earlier on in both of their careers. So, yeah. When I feel like with Tasha Jonas, the better her opponent is, the better she is. And in Liverpool, her hometown, there's no way she's going down without a fight. I don't think she's going down at all. I'm going to put my balls on the line, my neck on the line. I think Tasha Jonas not nicks it, but definitely gets the decision. Or is Maya just going to come there, surprise us all in someone else's backyard and do the business, and then call for those big fights, the Baumgardner rematch? She's always calling for big fights, and it'll be nice to see her in another one. But the same for Tasha Jonas. If she wins this weekend in Liverpool, what on earth happens for her next? Be very interesting. And yeah, nice to see a decent boxer card. For me, it's been a while since we've seen a decent one, and that's no slight to Boxer or Benchalon, but I feel like with their smaller stable, it's harder to put on good cards consistently. Like, obviously, there's good fights on their cards all the time, but like I say, you don't often look down the card and think, wow, good fight, good fight, good fight, good fight. Whereas this one, 80% of them are good, and I'm happy with that, and I can't wait to watch it this Saturday, and so should you. Let me know in the comments, who do you think is going to win out of Tasha Jonas, Mikaela Maya, Zach Chelly, and Jack Cullen? And, yeah, Mark Jeffers and Jermaine Brown. I feel like that's going to be a sleeper. Keep an eye on that one. It'll be a bit earlier in the card, so make sure you're up and on it. You've had your tea, you're settled down, you're watching the telly. Anyway, it's going to be a good night. Join me again for the review show this weekend, be out Sunday or Monday. I've been Lyndon Dixon. Take it easy, stay safe, and we'll see you on the next one. Cheers.